further thoughts on home defence and why guns are necessary, here is a table of things other people have suggested to me or I have thought of in the past myself. And I thought maybe these will work. I don't know. I've never had to defend myself from someone who is trying to actually kill me in my own house, or someone who wants to at least harm me. So here are some of the things. We've already looked at this thing, and you can tell from listening to that, if you've shot someone with something out of this, it is going to hurt you, to receive a blow from that. So it might be quite bad. But I don't think this is good for home defence. It's just not. You're going to get one shot off if you're lucky, and if you hit them, you might just anger them further, make them, it might be like a taunt where you direct their attention to you and then they forget what they're doing and just attack you. So I wouldn't have thought that's a good idea. And that's if you hit them. You might just miss, then you're fumbling around with your second shot, you get shot or whatever. So that's not a good defensive weapon. Then obviously you got the very convincing, or nearly convincing if it hadn't been two-toned, can I point this at them, this fake gun, and scare them away with that? And it's like, well, it's a risk, isn't it? If you're the kind of person who feels safer pointing a fake gun at someone than something else you could readily find in your house, then I don't think it's going to help you out. So, and I think it makes it more dangerous for you. If you're pointing any kind of weapon at an attacker, it's going to make them want to attack you more. So I wouldn't advise it. So, and then you got this beast. This is actually this would quite hurt you if you got hit by it, and it's got quite a fast rate of fire, because it's pump action operated, and you can fan fire it, which means you hold the trigger and you just pump it as fast as you can, and it just chucks out all the ammo. So each shot is 6 or 7 ball bearings, and each one does hurt. So if you get hit by all of them, it's going to hurt. But once again, it's listen to it, spring operated, so it's not powerful enough to put off a would-be attacker. So I really wouldn't advise pointing this at someone who comes in. Like I said before, you're going to make them want to attack you more. So that should be avoided if at all possible. So we've gone through all the guns. Let's get those out of the way. So what else can you use? Well, obviously knives are not illegal to carry, but you're quite welcome to have one of these type things in your house, and you wouldn't want to get hit with one of these. So this is where home defence starts if you live in this country, in Britain. You can keep one of these handy in a room. Obviously I wouldn't have it lying out like this, because it's either likely to be taken by the person attacking you and turned on you, or just, it's not going to look good for people who aren't attacking you, who come into your house. So I think, even though you shouldn't, for the quality of the knife anyway, you shouldn't keep it in a holster or a sheath. But if you're going to have it somewhere in your house, I would say put it behind something, so it's out of view and only you know where it is. And I don't even like that. No, I'm not going to advise. You shouldn't defend your home with one of these either. This is the same as before. It's going to make the risk more for you. And assuming you do actually get someone a few times, enough to incapacitate them, you might actually kill them. So then you've got a body on your floor, which you have created, which is obviously not going to be good for you. Or if you get them and they run away and you go, yay, I've repelled the invaders, what's to say they won't come back with a gun or something in a few days because you've upset them by, stabbing them. So yeah, I wouldn't advise any kind of home defence like that. And then the final thing is a telescopic, what are they called? Telescopic walking cane. So you could really hurt someone with this. You could knock weapons out of people's hands if you're really strong and you're really accurate. But once again, I wouldn't entrust myself to this thing. I mean, I've got a heavier one out there, which is like beechwood with a bronze skull on the top. It's really heavy. You could really hurt someone with it if you wanted to. But even that, I wouldn't advise. You're not going to get... You need a good wind-up with a blunt object like that to hit a gun out of someone's hand, or to really incapacitate them, knock them out with it. And I just think it's quicker to go with a gun than it is to swing this round and hit someone. So that's assuming you get close enough and you have it to hand. So yeah, that's why I think guns are necessary now for home defence, because people coming in and attacking you, they don't care about the law. That's clear. So they don't have licenses. The guns they're getting are not things that will be legalised ever. It's actual, powerful, burst fire and all this kind of thing weapons. So they're far more dangerous than something I might buy to defend myself from people. So I don't think it's fair. These guys are allowed to have their gun. Well, they're not allowed, but they don't care. They have their guns anyway. So I don't think it's fair that they have weapons that can kill people with bad intentions coming into people's homes. Little kids are getting shot, like that poor 9-year-old girl. And there's nothing anyone else can do about it. That's what really bugs me. It's like, me, in my own home, I should be legally allowed to defend what is mine from anyone who comes in here without my permission. And some people think, oh, but how can you prove that you didn't just let them in and you know... Seriously, I think if someone breaks into your house, there's going to be plenty of evidence. You will generally not know them, and it will be very obvious to all onlookers. There'll be tons of evidence for the police to find, so that it won't be a problem, is what I'm saying. Whereas if you stab someone, suddenly the police have got 2 investigations, one against you and one against the intruder that you stabbed. So yeah, I think until guns are legalised for home defence, we're going to have to just do the old, take anything you want, let people go attitude. Unless it's, if they're trying to do something more than robbery in your house. So, if you're in fear of your family being hurt in some way, then that might drive you to run the risk of going for your attacker. In which case, I would advise the knife. That sounds horrible to say, but I mean, it's the... you just swinging it around wildly, you're going to hit them somewhere. You can easily get someone on the wrist, and then it takes away their ability to hold something to attack you, or here's weak spot where your shoulder is. You can get them there, and they won't be able to lift anything. So, but I mean, apart from that, I can't see any other reason at the moment, the law being what it is, why you should ever defend yourself in your own house. You should definitely let them have whatever they're going to take, and hope that they don't have any other intent towards you or your family. And if they do have an intent towards your family, then just be aware there's a 50-50 chance that you defending your family, successfully or not, if you injure the attacker in any way, especially with a knife or some other weapon, the probability is you yourself will be legally for the chop, no pun intended. So, anyway, this is longer than the other video. So that's the reasons why, the entry-level reasons why, I think pistols should be legally available for home defence in the UK. So I'm sure, the news haven't picked up on it yet, but I think it's on the way. So we'll see what happens when they attack it in the House of Commons and the Lords, whatever, and the media get hold of it. So hopefully they'll agree with me, not with the criminals who think that there should be tighter gun laws because they don't want to get shot either. Anyway, think about that and have a good day.